so many of us, including myself. I love you guys dearly. I'm sorry for your loss. In life, we have all met someone with a number of endearing characteristics and attributes, such as being strong, or someone with a commanding presence, someone that is knowledgeable and a good teacher, honest, a good sense of humor, understanding, caring, loyal, patient, sincere, savvy, engaging, courageous, magnanimous, or stoic. However, you would be hard-pressed to find all of these qualities in a single man. Mr. McClure, Pat, old man, Pops, was all of these and much, much more. He was one of one. He didn't cut corners and he said it like it was, and in a way that needed to be said. God definitely broke the mold after making him. Pops was a man's man, however his demeanor was poetically balanced in an era that called for only toughness from men. It's my way or the highway, that's it, and that's the end of a generation. No discussions and no feelings. Fathers I knew were experienced at a time where tell your friends to go home, go mow the lawn, what's for dinner, and grab their Budweiser. Or simply would say no to say no. Pat not only allowed many of us boys into his home, he invited us to sit at his table, into his heart, and into the family. And he had the amazing ability to teach you lessons in the only way that he could do. Even if his message didn't resonate immediately, it eventually ring true, make sense, and become invaluable. I believe this was by design and was part of his touch. I know even in the future I'll hear his voice from previous conversation. Johnny, let me tell you something. And I finally get it. I'm sure that anyone that has had the honor of knowing Pat in some fashion has adopted a little wisdom that transcends into their lives and that will be passed along to others. In this way, he does more than just remain in our hearts. He remains in others through lessons and stories that we share. God, it was always a blast to laugh together with Pat and the family and be part of those moments over the years. There were so many, along with memorable times that will be embedded in my mind and heart forever. I told this story to Eric a couple of days ago, but we used to play stick and pool in the garage in El Mesa till wee hours in the morning when we were teens. And on a number of occasions, the door from inside the house would fling open, and there'd be a force of man.
Yep, in his boxers.
In his white BDDs, white tube socks, and no shirt. And like Mr. David Martin said, barrel-chested, hairy, and simply saying, "Damn it, Brian! The million mother's trying to sleep." Which meant we could still play pool, but put more finesse on the ball so his didn't get busted by the Then the next morning he would poke you in your side and say, "Johnny, it's a good thing I wasn't playing pool last night because I would have put a whooping on it." Through his patience and acceptance of us boys, it allowed us to be closer with Brian, Mark, Roger, Debbie, along with their families, which in turn created even more memories, experiences, new friendships, and bonds that will last forever. In a world that's easy to have vices and be self-centered, Pops chose a different path. He put his family and others first. God's greatest law is to love the Lord with all your heart, equally love your neighbors and others, show kindness and have a gentle heart. It goes without saying, if you knew Pat, you would agree that he exuded the type of love to others the Bible refers to, and we were the lucky ones to have experienced that love. In closing, to know Pops was to love him. He will be missed, however he lives in all of us. Life is but a season until we meet again in heaven, where we will reunite again. Thank you, Pops. We love you, so raise your glasses and cheers to a great band.